Okay, everyone, it's John again, and I'm back. Just getting a few questions over the last few days, last week, about assessment, assignments, handing stuff in. People are doing lots of different things, and again, Edsby is wonderful in that it gives us lots of different options, but some of them are effective and some of them are not so much. It all depends on what works for you, again, at the end of the day. So do what works best. But again, I'm just going to share what I'm doing, how I do it, and how it works for me. So, some of you are getting kids emailing you work and sending you messages. That's in this little box here, sending you messages. Issue with that, you're going to get a flurry of stuff. It's going to end up in your box. It's going to be an extra job for you to track who's handed in what, etc. Sending in feedback will be in that box. You won't be able to access that later. So that kind of is a downfall of doing that. Is it wrong? No. It is a way, yes. Is it effective? Not so much. So my tip to you is this, is that we're going to look at how to create an assessment here. An assessment, big word, assignment, a submission, however you want to talk about it. Probably calling it a submission might be best, because that's how they can submit stuff in. So I'm going to go into a class here that I actually have that's empty, because we don't teach native languages. And I'm going to use that as my guinea pig here for you. Okay? So what you want to do is create. So again, I want the kids to submit something to me. Here's what you're going to do. A couple ways you can do it. Yes, you've got this guy right here, assessment, that you can go through. Absolutely. I'm a content guy, so I'm going to go click on my content here, and I'm going to go to edit. And in my native language class that I'm not teaching, I'm going to go into my plus button here, and now I have all these options here that I can do. So again, main ones I use are assessment, lesson. I'm starting to use journal a little bit, hit and miss with it. Still liking my lesson the best to post my lessons for the week. I'm loving discussions. I can do another one on discussions after or tomorrow. And again, we're talking about right now is assessment. Again, assessment, something you want the kids to submit to you. A submission might be a better word than assessment, but it is what it is. Okay, so I'm going to go to assessment. I'm going to call this, I don't know, weekly journal entry. Whatever it is. Okay, you can call it whatever you like. And the other nice thing about this as well is, yes, it's an assignment, but if you go under type here, you can actually go through a lot of things like homework, in-class work, journal, lab, a quiz. You can call it what you want, and you can create your own custom one. So maybe it's just journal. And so the kids, when they go in there, they see, oh, this is a journal entry. Okay, this is a journal assignment. This is a journal submission, whatever it is that, again, works for you. So I'm actually just call that journal. All right. And that kind of alleviates things. I would probably not do it like my guys. I'm not doing a quiz or test right now, so I'm trying to stay away from that. Standards, again, these are the expectations. You can or you don't have to put that in. All right? Especially where we are now with distance learning, I'm not bothering with that. Okay? So, online submission. You want the kids to submit. If I choose none, the kids cannot submit anything. And for some cases, that might be fine. All right? Where if this is, though, something you want them to submit something, you want to allow them file upload. And then get file upload. We'll look at that in a minute, but that could be a whole plethora of stuff. Okay, we're not doing online tests today, and like I've told you guys before, I have no clue what this Edsby app does. Zero. So we're going with file upload. Schedule due date. Well, you have, again, some options there. All right, our due dates, we're giving them about a week to do stuff. You want them 2 weeks, you want them to the end of the month. Go on here, select the date, and that's when it's due. This is not the appearing day, this is the due date. All right? So I'm going to give a month from today, let's say, or the end of next week. No one's going to see this anyways, doesn't matter. And then time in there, etc. If you want to check for conflicts, you click on that, you can see if the other teachers are giving them other assignments as well during that same time. Grading. Right now, everything I'm doing is formative, so I'm always checking this. Formative. Okay, it's not summative, it's formative. My scheme, as I've been saying, as well, I like to use the EGSN at this point. Even my grade 8s, normally, I would just go to 4 level plus minus. But for distance learning, I've been using either a yes-no option, that's this guy here, or I've been going to the EGSN, which is excellent, good, satisfactory, needs improvement. And that's how I would mark this assignment that they're going to hand in. Instructions for students, that's where you can, again, put down exactly what you want them to do, the success criteria, the steps that they need to do, what you're expecting. They will see that. And then files for students, if there is a rubric you want to attach, if there is the actual write-up that you have, maybe it's a PDF, maybe it's a Word document, a screenshot of something that you've taken, something that they need, whatever it is, you can connect it here, all right? So you would go to Browse Computer and pull that file up. I'm going to go in here. I don't know. I'm just going to add something on that. Sure. What am I doing here? Go to Documents. This is a shared computer, so I have a whole plethora of stuff. Kinder Pack. Let's get the Kinder Pack in there. Why not? Okay, so that's a PDF that I'm attached the kids need to answer this, all right? Files for teachers. If I put anything in here, that is for me. Again, that could be a rubric that I'm attaching. Again, it could be my teacher notes about this assignment that I want to attach. Again, if I want to add it, I add it. If I don't, I don't. It's all good. When this bar is green, it means that this has been attached, and I'm good. Follow the instructions. And that's it. So this is now that assignment's been created, that assessment's been created. This is something that they can submit, where they can submit. Most important is that all my submissions go to the same place. All right? When I put this in here, let's say I wanted to do this in advance. I'm doing this for next week. Just turn that off. Kids can't see it. Change visibility. All right? It is now off. Next Monday comes up. I'm ready for them to see this. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to turn it on. Okay? Now, they start submitting stuff. Well, where the heck does it go? Into my gradebook I go, which should be interesting because I have these students are all dropped because this class doesn't exist for anybody. All right, so when you go into your gradebook, you should see your class roster here, and then you'll see this. All right, and as they submit, you will see their submissions, which I will get to in a second. And I'll show you an actual example of my classes, all right? When they start submitting it, I will click on this little bar here. This is how I like to do it. So I have just this journal, weekly journal, etc. Their work will be submitted here. I go to View Submissions, and I'm able to see it, give them a grade, and then comments. That's where their feedback goes. And I go through that. At the very bottom here, if this blue button is not shared, they're not going to get the information in their My Work folder. So when I hit share, it says shared. Now they have access to the comments that I've written to that individual kid and their mark that I gave them, or their yes, no that I've given them. Okay? I made a boo-boo. I can click on that again, and it's back in my own gradebook. So that's important. So, confidentially, I'm going to take you into one of my classes here, but I'll just take you into my classroom news because there's no grades in there. It's just a collection of forms and stuff. And you can see here. So, these are all assignments up here. In this case, the orange are like permission forms that they've submitted in. A green check mark is that they've got it in on time. If it's past the deadline, the yellow check mark will come up if they submitted it. If they have done so this is the exclamation mark, just means they have not done it. It's overdue. Okay? This little file shows me that there was a submission made. So this was a check-in that I did with them on March 24th. I click on it. And I can go over here, status, click on that, view submission. Something did that again, because there's something that was glitching on that first one. What's going on? View submission, or...
Sorry, where's your son's blue coat?
It was on a chair out there somewhere.
Okay.
Or it's hanging right there by the door.
Alright. Here,
Sorry about that. What's going on here? Very interesting. Okay, so this little quiz I did looks like it's not liking me to click on that. It's liking me to click on the actual out of. Again, they've been making lots of changes this last week. That may have been one of them. All right, so this was a little poll that I did with them, which was essentially a quiz. And I was just asking how they're all doing. Okay, so again, when I click on that, they were able to just give me some answers here. And I can read that over. Okay, and again, I can write comments here, and they will get that. This was just a little check-in that we did to make sure everyone was getting access to computers and all that, so I was getting feedback per se. All right. One thing that's important, and you couldn't write here, this is where I did give them their feedback, was in this little box underneath. And sometimes in here in these little boxes, this is where you can change your answer. You do these guys. So go back to my gradebook, that little arrow there. So again, I was here in this one assignment, and then to go back and just click on that. Okay. Getting to know you. Is this something that I can open up here? I think we're good. This was back in September. This was submission made. Yeah, same as another quiz again. Go into one of my classes. So this is back in September. So again, green means they submitted it. Yellow means I submitted it late. Okay, and then I can click on that to view submission. Geez, so much had it in hard copy. Great. This kid had given it to me, so I'm going to go over here to download, and then I can actually read what she handed in. All right, here's a picture that she took of her work. So that's how I would do my submissions, that way, because I can keep track of everybody. Something that's brand new that they've figured out, or they've done this last little week, is you are now able to actually put a submission in, or submit an assignment for a student. So go back into my geography reading class here, and into my gradebook. So let's say this person handed in they emailed it to me, and I saved it on my computer. I can go here, and it's the view submission. I can make a submission for them. Whenever they were having problems doing it, whatever. On there, and this is the same window they get. So then I've downloaded their assignment that they emailed to me. I can just go here, browse for it, attach it. And again, if it's sitting in my inbox somewhere or whatever, it's now where it's supposed to be, which is in the submission folder. And that is it. All right, so I think tomorrow I might do one on how to make a test. Some of you are exploring that and using the word test kind of loosely, because it could be a poll, it could be a survey, it could be pretty much anything. And that is all for today.